Now this I am putting up as a prototype or a tester block. I've been designing the quilt tonight. As you've seen on Facebook, you've seen the stages I'm going through, and I quite like so far the outside of the quilt looks. And this is one of the blocks. Now, eventually, I've not received my fabrics yet, my coloured fabrics yet. Obviously, I've got the black, but I've not received the coloured fabrics yet that I'm going to use. So I'm just showing you this as a tester blocks where I'll just pull out scraps that I've got in colours that look like this, but this is not going to be my final quilt block, but a tester block. But I thought it might be useful for you to say, well, can I do this or can't I do it? So this is a tester block for you. This one actually is quite I'm going to say one of the more intricate blocks. So if you can do this one, you can do them all. I mean, I'm not picking silly things to do. I'm picking things to do that anyone can do. Now, yes, it is a 9-inch block, and yes, if you print it out on an A4 printer, or if you're American, on a letter size printer, it's not going to all fit onto one page because it is a 9-inch block. If you're lucky enough, I am, I've got an A3 printer, but I thought I'd just show you this. If you don't have, A3 means that it is, that big, so it'll fit onto one bit. But I thought I'll show you this if you've got an A4 printer or a letter printer, so that you know what you're doing. So I'm calling this one a lily block, okay, like a tiger lily block. Alright, I should have called it tiger lily block, shouldn't I? Whatever. Anyway, as it comes out, I hope you can see this on camera, that there is a line that goes along the edge of both pieces of paper to join it, yeah? Now what I would suggest you do, and this is what I usually do, is to take the smaller bit, and I'm right-handed so I'm turning it around, and I'm just picking myself up a cutter, and I'm going to pick myself up a ruler, yeah? And I'll make sure I'm in shot with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up with that faint line, which is the join line, yeah, as we go, yeah, and make sure that I'm right on, and I want to be as careful as I can with it, yeah, but I am on that faint line. Take my cutter, or you could use a pair of scissors, but I do find that a roller cutter is more precise. And I am just going to cut down that bit of paper on that line, right? Which now means that this should fit if I put it absolutely on the line and match up top and bottoms, yeah? If I do that, then that is absolutely... I prefer to use Scotch tape, but you could equally use UPVA glue stick, yeah? Then you would glue stick along there and put it down. But I do find, for simplicity, that if I line it up, top, bottom, and there are fine adjustments to be made, so that my top lines, oh, you see, yeah, that's better. you can never, I've flipping moved it now. A printer prints out as finely as it can, but there are times when you find that there are, just slight adjustments that you need to make it all line up. Okay, now I'm happy with that, so I'm holding it down. I'm just going to get a bit of Scotch tape and say what, oops, see, I've moved it slightly there. Nope, too much. This is a bit of a fine adjustment so that everything works. Yeah. And put, oh goodness me, what's going on? That's no good. Let's try a bit more. Put your Scotch tape down. Alright. And then you can, got eye for it then, haven't you? Put your Scotch tape down and a bit in the middle, right? So now I've made up that 9-inch square. Now, something very important I want you to note is around the entire square of this block is a perforated or dotted line, yeah? Whatever you do, do not lose that, because no matter what we do with this bit of paper as we sew, that dotted outline is going to show us how we square up the block in the end. So our fabric is going to go over that line as we sew, but when we're finished with the block, this is the line that we use to give us our 1/4 inch extra to sew it into the next block. So whatever you do, do not cut that line. So now I've got it more or less cut, I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm cutting outside all of the lines. Just take that paper down a little bit, alright, so it's more manageable. It's more of a square, but that is our 9-inch square and 9.5-inch square if we take into account the overlap, which is what we need as our 1/4 inch difference either side. So first off, that's how print out the block and how to put it together. As I said, if you've got an A3 printer, you can print it all out in one go.